What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and this is Philly the podcast. So today we have a very special guest. We got my man Steph Brown on here, wide receiver coach. Very excited to have you on here. Just pick your brain a little bit. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How about you?
I can't complain. I think you're in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, right? I'm in Florida, so we're not too far apart. So we're both enjoying some nice weather right now. So it's a beautiful morning. But before we get into any of this football talk, for those that may not know, if you don't mind just letting us know who you are and what you do.
My name is Coach Steph Brown. Everybody calls me Coach Steph. I'm 1/3 of the training company Top Shelf Performance. My brothers Steph McGill and TJ Brown. I'm a wide receiver specialist with Top Shelf Performance too. Me and my brother TJ, we do receiver training. We train some of the top youth, high school, college, and pro receivers. And I'm also I'm also the wide receiver coach and co-offensive coordinator at Kell High School, and I also coach with Cam Newton 707 organization as well.
A man of many hats. I like that. You keep yourself busy. I respect that. So, with your experience, with your time in the game, the wide receiver position, I feel like has evolved over time, right? So looking at it from your perspective, how has that affected your training and how has the position changed over the years, in your opinion?
I think now it's just looking back on it, I felt like receivers like my size, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm 5'9", like receivers my size, like we were a little ahead of our time. Like now, like it don't really matter what size you are anymore, just because the game's changing a little bit. And I feel like it's more of a passing league now. So I think like the league is starting to turn more to like transition to like, okay, if he can run, he can catch, you know what I'm saying? Like he can do certain different things with the ball. We can create a position for him or whatever like that. But then you still be under the receiver tree. So that's the thing I like about the game now. And I just feel like it elevated like what me and my brother do, just because it's like we're teaching you, you know what I'm saying, how to get in and get out of breaks, different types of releases, watching film, being able to pinpoint different, you know what I'm saying, different techniques DBs have, like attacking leverages, attacking blind spots, like stuff like that. So I think it, like, just because of the game changing, that made our business elevate, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Now, does that affect the way, like, did you train 5 years differently than you do now because of the change in the game, or is it kind of the same mentality, just kind of different body types?
I think it was the same thing. Like growing, like my brother trained me like for my pre-draft process or whatever like that. And I used to get work with a lot of good people, but it was always the same thing, like working your feet, like being able to get in and get out of stuff. But I think now it's more so like, I think we always done did the same type of stuff, like as far as like, because our drills is a lot of conditioning in it, so you're gonna rep it 2-3 times like on each side, like working both feet, being able to get in and get out of stuff. But I think it's more like now, like the attention to detail is more like, it's more serious. Like, okay, can you get in and get out of this curl in 3 steps? Can you run up out of this break? Can you be able to get back to the ball and be quarterback friendly? Like stuff like that. I don't think it's really changed. I think it's just more attention to detail.
I like that. I respect that. Now, obviously with that attention to detail, let me rephrase that question. What are some of the important things that you try to teach your athletes off the rip? What are like the keystones to being a wide receiver, in your opinion?
To me, it's a couple things: alignment, assignment, effort, and technique. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest things. Like, it's being a former college coach and like just being like somebody that just really pays attention to the position. Like, I think that those are the main things. Like, you have to have like alignment. You got to know where to line up. You got to know where to be. Assignment. You got to know what you're doing and where you at on the field. Effort. You got to get max effort every play, whether that's blocking, whether that's knowing where to go, like knowing where the ball is going, and your technique. Like, that's where we come in. Like, we can get your technique right all the way throughout the summer, like the 4-quarter system that we have and stuff like that. Like, throughout the off season, you'll be ready to go.
Definitely. Now, you did say that you work with NFL prospects as well as college and high school. I want to know about that summer. Like, how quick of a turnaround is it for you with these guys? Is it that you take a summer and say, we're going to work on this one thing? Or is it kind of just a mix of a bunch of different techniques you're trying to get them to learn? How does that kind of work out?
Well, it's more so like I said, me and my brother, we have a 4-quarter system for our guys. We really start like it's 32 teams in the league. Like not everybody goes to the playoffs, so we start some guys up the end of February. End of February, March, you know what I'm saying? And you go into April, then you go back to OTAs. When you go to OTAs, you're there for a while. So a lot of our pro guys, they're there right now, let their season vet or whatever like that, and they got permission not to be like at the facility or whatever like that. But when they come back, they're going into the 3rd quarter, and then the last quarter is like right before you go back. So you're ready to go. You right before camp. That's when we get more to the conditioning part, longer routes, working on one-on-ones with DBs, throwing with pro quarterbacks. Like we get with different type of people out here, and then just making sure they prepare mentally. Like doing a lot of board work, doing a lot of film work. Just they bring their iPad back. They send us a lot of film. We break down a lot of stuff with like what you could have did here, what you could have did there. We're working on the field, keep the video, post it. You know what I'm saying? See if people can, you know what I'm saying? Like see what people think about it, and then really just letting them know, like letting people know that they working. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't. Some people feel like, you shouldn't show everything or whatever. We don't show everything. We just show a little bit, just give a glimpse of what's going to happen because, when that time comes and when they ended up actually making the plays and games like that, you can always go back and say, well, I saw him work that, or I saw him do that, or I saw him get taught that way, or, I saw him with Top Shelf and he did this with TJ and Steph, like stuff like that.
Definitely. That's cool. And being a former wide receiver and obviously working with all these guys, I feel like Eagles fans and NFL fans in general, right, especially guys who haven't played the game, we see two people line up and we see them, run a route, catch a ball or not catch a ball. And that's kind of where it ends for us, right? But I know that it's kind of a chess game when you guys line up. So can you possibly maybe kind of go through the mind of a wide receiver and what you're looking at, what you're looking for when you do line up opposite of a cornerback in game time?
I mean, it's like you want to have a plan when you go to the line. You want to know his leverage. Like I always tell my guys, like corners, lie, safeties tell the truth. You got to know how many safeties back there, what you getting coverage wise. Pre-snap read, you got to know when the ball is going to be snapped. You got to know if you got a hot route. You got to know if you're blocking. You got to know who to block, where to go. Okay, if you're an inside receiver, if you got a post outside of you, you got to be able to run this dig at a certain depth to bring that safety down. Or if you're outside, okay, I got to step on this guy's toes to be able to get my inside receiver open. Or I just got to be able to work a concept like in the middle of the field, whether it's zone, man, like whatever. Like it's a lot of stuff you got to know, but we try to like make it easy on you by just putting you in the position. Like you got to know if you're to the field or the boundary, the short side or the wide side. You got to know if I can run it down. Okay, I'm the third read in this progression. I can give me a little something at the top of the route. Like it's just different stuff. Like, but at the same time, I think it's like it all depends on what type of offense you're playing. If you play with a lot of tempo, like you got to be in shape. If you're a traditional, traditional 11 personnel, 12 personnel team, you get in the huddle there, play, they tell you what you're doing, it's still cool. You just got to be able to know what's going on. You may be a big play action team. You may be a big 22 personnel, you got one guy out there type team. You don't know. Like, you just got to know what type of, I think you just really got to know ball for real. Like, the games done changed so much to the point, like, you don't see fullbacks and all these type people anymore. You may have an H-back athletic guy, like, it's the game just changed so much to the point you just have to be on point. Like, you just have to be on point and know what's going on.
Yeah, I definitely hear that. Yeah, see, as fans, I know sometimes, like I said, we just see everybody line up. We see the ball snapped, and that's kind of the end of it. But I know there's so much that goes into every single play. And I want to kind of piggyback off something you said. You said give them a little something extra at the top. Can you explain a little bit more on that, like what you meant about that, just so people that don't necessarily know the game too much can kind of get an understanding of that as well?
I mean, just like, I got like little catchphrases and little sayings like that I say in training. Like if you like some of my guys, I teach them how to 2-step stick out of routes. Like me and my brother, we big on that, being able to 2-step stick and 3-step stick. So like when you give somebody something at the top of the route, like if you have a defender standing directly in front of you, you running at him, you have to be able to stop and give him something at the top to move him off his spot. So like I tell my guys, like I just always be funny with it. If you give them a 2-step, you say, hey, hey. If you give them a 3, you say, hey, hey, hey. You know what I'm saying? So being able to give them something, like if I'm running at them, I need to go right. If it's a 3-step, I put my left foot in the ground, left, right, left. Punch out my left and go there. Or if I'm going left, if I want to make a move, I can go left, right. Or if I'm going right, I can go right, left and leave them off a spot, but be able to shift my weight one way and give them head and eyes, and I can go the other way to create a lane to get to where I need to go.
Okay, give them that AI crossover. I like that. I
Yeah,
like that.
and look like
Get them
that.
off their spot.
People starting to understand. I think that is a difference in the game, though. People starting to understand this like releases is just basketball.
Yeah.
I played basketball growing up and stuff like that. So like it's easy for me to tell guys. We have a lot of guys that play basketball as well. I'm like, look, man, he trying to take this hand away from you, cross him over, come across his face. So you give them different scenarios. You know what I'm saying? Like even like I tell people all the time, some guys they don't pump their arms out their breaks. And a lot of people come up to me like they always be like Coach Steph said, pull your elbow, pull your elbow. So like pulling your elbow is being able to stick your foot in the ground and pulling the elbow to the direction that you're going to get you back where you need to be on track. So if I'm running a 6-step out route, on my last step, if I stick left, the quarterback's inside, I stick left, I pull my right elbow, scientifically it's gonna get you flat. Like if you just walking around the house, like just one day, just walk around the house, put your foot in the ground, pull your elbow one way you're going. You like, it turned my body. So that's a different type of way to get in and get out of a break without me even having to show you. Like I could tell you, you just walk down the hallway, pull your elbow, snap your chin, get your head around. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
That's crazy how scientific the game has become, right? You see all these analytics, the numbers and everything. We've had a couple PFF analysts on here, and it's crazy when they start talking numbers. And then to hear you as a trainer talking science, how impactful has the evolution of the scientific side of football helped you? Like how much does that and you know, how much is that a part of what you teach?
But honestly, like you don't really think about it till you get done playing. And that's just the truth. Like people can be biased to it. Like I didn't know half the stuff I know now. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I played, like when I coached, like when I became a college coach, like it was stuff just in the building I didn't know about. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, wow, like, but I trained at this place out here called ADAPT, physical therapy place and strength and conditioning place. My guy, his name is Reza Hassan. Just like being around him, like me and my brother, we went to a park one day. Park we usually train at or whatever like that, and it's a hill. Like going at, like we teach our guys to decel and sit down, right? So my brother teacher was like, let's make them decel down the hill. So we got Calvin Ridley, Miko Hardman. We had all them boys out there doing it one day. Like just working that, just decelling down the hill. So we put a video out on Instagram, whatever like that. We posted a video like my physical therapy dude was like, man, you know that's ACL prevention. That's helping guys not be able to tear the ACL. I just gave some guys a gym right there. But
that's crazy.
We just felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like just being able to stop yourself. Like you ain't gonna let yourself fall down no hill. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to be able to control yourself. And then my guy told me that, and I was like, wow, like it's just stuff you do, and you don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you know your body better than you think you do. I think as humans, we know what our body can do and what our body can't.
Yeah, I had surgery and stuff like that, so I got an understanding of what's going on. I got shot in 2019. That's how I ended up getting with my PT people. I was taking one of my kids home from training. It was a drive-by shooting, and I saved them or whatever like that. So like I got shot in my leg, like it went through my left leg, came through my right, the bullet got stuck, and I had nerve damage. So I got surgery and they reconstructed my nerve. And like when I did that, I took a little time off of training and stuff like that. But I got shot on the Wednesday and coached in the game on a Friday. So like it was something I wanted to do on my own. So I started just reading more on the body and just started understanding, like looking around, like, okay, if I could do this, like this will make this stronger. I can get this muscle strong to be able to do this. Like I just started to get more interested in the body.
That's amazing. Well, God bless. I'm glad you're here to talk about it, because that's awesome. That really is going right back and helping the kids out. I mean, you can't really do much better than that. I have two more questions for you, and then I will let you go. I know you got things to do today. One question I wanted to ask, I know you've worked with a Philadelphia Eagle. I know you've worked with Quez Watkins before. Just how is he as a person? I don't want to go too deep and try and pull a quote out of you, but how is he as a person, and how was it just seeing him progress?
Man, Quez is one of the best people like I ever got to meet, ever got to train. Humble dude. He works his tail off. You can't really say too much about him, like in any negative type of way. And if you do, I have something to say about it. But seriously though, Quez is a real good dude, man. He works hard. His development just from seeing him in pre-draft to now, it's amazing. Seeing his body, like I said it to adapt. With my guy Reza Hassan and the staff over there, Jimmy and Aaron, they take real good care of him, like his physical stuff, and just getting him strong and keeping him in shape. And then me and my brother, we do a lot of work with him on the field. So it's just seeing his jump from year 1 to year 2, going into year 3, like it's gonna be big. And I'm just ready, ready for you guys to see what he can do and, be a testament to his work that he put in all offseason.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm a huge Quez Watkins fan. And I'm not just saying that because you're on here. I love the kid. I really do. I think very underrated, very slept on, but I think this year will definitely be his year. Last question I want to ask. Obviously, we're getting into the NFL draft, right? This is an exciting time for a lot of young athletes. But with your experience, with your time at the wide receiver position, what should Eagles fans and NFL fans be looking at in these wide receivers? How can we evaluate them beyond just, an amazing catch or a nice little juke move here and there? What are some things us as fans should look at these guys?
I think you should look at, like, first of all, you should look at the character. You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of person is he? Did he have any character issues? Look at the type of offense that he played in college. Also look at, like, who does who does he train with? Like, where does he train? Like, where did he get the expertise of the position that that he's trying to hone in on the craft? Does he care about the fan base? Does it matter to him? Is he a people person? As far as his game goes, like, is he attention to detail? Is he there? Is he active? Is he around the quarterback? Does it matter to him? Is he in the playbook? Is he taking care of his body? Is he staying injured? Is he doing everything he needs to do to be successful to help the team win? Does he want to play special teams? Is he a high enough draft pick not to? It's a lot of different factors that go into it. But I just personally feel like if you draft a guy from the 1st through 7th, you should feel like no matter where you got drafted, you were a 1st round pick. And if you carry yourself like that every day and you carry yourself like a pro, because you either get treated like a rookie or a pro. I tell my guys that all the time. Like, it's just like if you come in there, you handle your business and you do what you need to do, like, you'll be treated like a pro. You know what I'm saying? You may have to pay your dues as a rookie or whatever like that. Like, some guys, I ain't doing that or whatever, but that just goes to show, like, your character. Like, we just tell our guys all the time, like, no job's too big for you. You know what I'm saying? Whether you went 1st round, 7th round, priority free agent, like, we got some guys that we trying to, their lives gonna change in a couple of days. And, I just always tell them, like, put yourself in the best position to be successful, whether that's on the field, off the field. Know where to be, know what to do. Being on time and being late. You know what I'm saying? Asking questions, getting, you know what I'm saying? Like, getting in there with the strength coaches and, you know what I'm saying, like, the medical staff, and building a relationship with them. Even the people in the front office, always speaking to people. Good morning, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, shaking their hand, firm grip, looking people in the eye, like, just little stuff like that. Like, just to know you have somebody that gives I think that gives the fans, like, a better feeling of the player when they know they have somebody in their corner to be like, that stays on them. Like Quez don't have any problems. Like, he does what he's supposed to do. Like, he handles his business. Like, even when he's in the off season, he wakes up early, he works out. You know what I'm saying? He does what he has to do in the rest of the day. Like, that's his business, what he does. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just has a good time. Like, likes to eat different places. Like, chill, don't do too much. And it's like, when you work hard, that makes you be that type of person. Like, you don't want to just be out there like that. So I just think, like, you all should, I mean, y'all and the fans, they get a boys a hard time, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
yeah, they
like,
do.
I just always just try to tell people, like, you don't know what these guys go through. They real people too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like in the position that me and my brother, and we kind of that safety valve to protect them too, like, as far as, like, from the media and stuff like that, because I tell some of our guys sometimes, don't say nothing I will. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because it's like I'm a third party source that can say if it's true or false. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes they don't want us to get into that. And we don't, you know. So I just think, like, fans just gotta look at the realness of it all and understand these people are, like, still people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just work ethic, you know what I'm saying, mannerism, being on time, working hard, and then just being a dog, man. I think that's the biggest thing.
Definitely. Yeah, I respect that. And that's a very, very, very good point. Eagles fans, we're savage sometimes. And I personally don't really like it all the time, but it is what it is. But I appreciate you so much, Steph. I appreciate you coming on here, just dropping some knowledge. I would love to have you back on the show sometime. Maybe we could chop it up after the draft. But before I do let you go, just let them know where they can find you and where they can find your training group.
Yeah, it'll be both my Instagram, my Twitter is Coach Brown _MBN. That's my Twitter and my Instagram, and I also have a training Instagram and training Twitter. That's Top Chef _Steph. STEPH, just like it is right here on the screen. Top Chef _Steph. There's either one of those, and you can hit me up on there, like training, ask questions, whatever.
Definitely. Well, again, I can't thank you enough, man, for coming on here. But we are about to get out of here. I appreciate everybody tuning in. And if you're on Twitch, you do get to see this early. If you're on YouTube, you're going to see this a little bit late. But I love you all the same. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here.
Eagles fans everywhere. This is for you.
Fly Eagles Fly, on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man soft. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, early time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.